Hey guys, morning. It's Coffee with Chondra out of the Heartland. Hi, how is everybody doing today? I wanted to talk today about you don't think you have time, but darling, you do. We all have 24 hours in the day and we all use it differently. So I just wanted to give a few ideas on how you might possibly find an extra couple minutes, even though we all have the same amount, but to just shuffle the time around and make it more efficient. Maybe a couple of ideas you have not thought of before. Good morning, Carlos. So a couple of those things I will go through in just 1 minute, but I did look up the time on average that ages 25 to 24 people how their time is broken up during the day. And these are people with kids, and this was a year ago based on that. Excuse me. Based on that breakdown. And I didn't memorize all of them, but a couple of them were an average of 7.7 hours of sleep, which is actually pretty good. You can get 6 and be pretty functional. I'll have to look that up, Carlos. I can't think of what that is right at the moment. 2 Timothy 4:2. I'll look it up when I get to work, or else you can just tell me. So breakdown, sleeping 7.7 hours, but the largest amount of time that we have to spend on it's working and related activities of 8.9 hours a day, an average. That seems about right when you think of travel, and actually that's probably low. So the other things like eating and drinking said an hour. That seems low to me, but maybe, you know, I eat at my desk at work typically, so that might be right. So how can you create a little extra time? Just by changing a couple small habits, that would do it. One is travel. Your route to and from work, or dropping your kids off at school, or going to school yourself, or whatever. Look up the quickest route there, and based on the time of day might make a difference too, obviously, but you might not be taking the most efficient route to work. So try it out. The second tip I have, I actually have a couple sub tips on this one, but grocery shopping. That is a time sucker. I always end up going all the way around the store, and sometimes I forget something clear in the back and I have to go back, and you deal with all these people that are stopped in the way and all of these distractions, and it's not very efficient. And I am in no way promoting the stores that I'm mentioning or the businesses. I just know of them and I've used some of them, so I just wanted to say that disclaimer. The first option for grocery shopping, and I've used this, is order ahead pickup. I know at least 2 places here in town you can do that, and it's a free service if you order above, I think one place is above $30 and one place is above 50 or 100, I'm not sure, but if you think about your groceries, probably you're hitting that anyway. Free service, you order it online, so you don't have all your impulse buying, so you might save some money too. You get all that done, pay for it, schedule a time for the next day, and you go pick it up, they bring it out to your car. It's awesome. Good morning, David. I think I kind of yelled that. I was just so excited to see him. Hey, Michael. So that is one. Also, Hy-Vee is one of these places. I have not done it at Hy-Vee, but Hy-Vee also will deliver if it's above $100. So that's kind of even greater. You don't have to deal with the traffic all the way there. This is a no-brainer, people. It's a free service. Use it. If you have a bunch of kids, even small kids especially, that can be like herding cats in the store. You don't have to deal with it. Just order it ahead. It's awesome. Take it from me. And just things like, to set your mind at ease, things like produce, they show you each thing that they brought you. Oh, here, look at your avocados. Oh, great, they look perfect. Awesome. Anyway, it's great. Another thing is ordering groceries online, and that would be non-perishables, but I've done that several different ways. I'm a big online orderer. I can find the best price and I can get just what I want, so that is what I do. But I've used Amazon Pantry, and I've used Jet, and I've used Thrive. I try everything out at least once. So there are all these things that you can do. Order, save your time. You can also purchase, like we have a place called Naomi's Kitchen. It's pre-made meals, but you cook them, so you could do that. And some of those options are a little bit more expensive, but if your time is money, and if you're needing to spend time improving yourself, that might be an option. Morning, Brian. I'm going to divert for 1 second because I see Brian is on. And a couple episodes ago, I was talking about finding your muse. And I know Brian was on that day, but I didn't think about saying anything about it. But he has definitely found his muse. He is an awesome, amazing trumpet player. Plays for West Point Band and many, many places around New York City. And also another muse, baking apple pies. Just won an award. I don't remember what it was for, but made an apple pie and it looked amazing. But he hasn't delivered because he lives so far away. So I just wanted to shout out to Brian about that, because that is 2 examples of that. But I digress. Another way to create time in a day. My quotes. Do something while driving, and I'd be smart about it. You can't read while driving or text. It is illegal. I am recording while driving, but it is hands-free, and I keep my eyes on the road, and I'm looking around. I'm just safety first, people. So you can do things like listen to podcasts, things like that. Listen to audio, inspirational audio. You could listen to audio and learn a new language while you're driving. A lot of people have a really long commute, so that is a ton of time you can use for something. You could use it for listening to a book on tape or a Bible on tape. I'm sorry, I said tape. That dates me a lot. But you know what I mean. You can gain more time in your day by getting up an hour early. And I mentioned that last week. If you do that, 1 hour early a day equates to 15 days a year. That is a ton of time. What can you do in 15 days? If you can't do a whole hour, and I know there are people out there that do not do well in the mornings. I won't mention your names. Some days I can't either. But if you take an extra 10 minutes and increase it in small amounts, it won't be as shocking to your body. Even if you take that 10 minutes to visualize what your goals are, what you want to do for the day, focus on that, you'll be a more focused person during the day. Morning, Sherry. Another thing is cleaning. Everyone loves to clean, right? Some people do love to clean. I don't mind it if I have time, but I don't always have time. So a couple things you could think of for cleaning is either A, have someone come in and clean your house. And it could be like once a month to help with deeper cleaning kind of things. Or if you have kids, and many of you do, good morning, Lori, you can have your kids help you clean. They are called chores. I know a lot of parents that do everything themselves. It not only helps you to have your kids do chores, David, I won't talk about cleaning much longer. What was I saying? But, oh, it teaches them responsibility. That's what I was going to go for. That's great. Win-win, right? You can also, I love you too. You can also, I know if I have a friend that has a very regimented schedule. I'm not this regimented. That's okay. But she cleans one thing every day of the week. So it's bitten off in little chunks. And then there's something she does extra weekly and something extra monthly, like the things you don't clean very often, like ceiling fans and stuff like that. She does that every day. So her house is constantly in a cycle of cleaning. I'm not that regimented, but if it works for you, that's a way to not spend your whole Saturday cleaning your house. Or you can just not clean. I don't care. It's your house. Do what you want. That would even save you more time. Another thing is, this doesn't really gain you time, but it might in the end. But make a point every day just to spend time creating a new habit. And it could be 2 minutes. Spend 2 minutes every day, and you get that ingrained, and you have a new habit. And maybe that new habit makes you more money. Maybe that new habit makes your life easier in some way. I don't know. Back to meals for a minute, because obviously all of us have to eat, and it all takes time. So I have a friend also that is really good at this, different than the other person, but she gets her meals together all at the beginning of the week. Cuts and preps and dices and slices and whatever in the fridge, because there's a lot of fresh food that she uses. Why are we trying to gain time? We're trying to gain time because we want to use that time for something beneficial to ourselves. Or sometimes that is an excuse. Well, I don't have time. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to read. I don't have time to work on a new business. Yeah, you do. That's why. I am speaking to that argument, but in general, just trying to point out a couple of things that might make people's lives easier. I hope that answers your question. And not to say you have to use every minute of your entire day efficiently, because I certainly don't, but it makes life easier if you're not scrambling, and you can save it like an hour at the grocery store or whatever. So, back to the food prep. Another thing that you can do is preparing meals ahead. I know there are different websites online that you can create your entire menu for a month. No problem. You can create your entire menu for a month. I mean, it might take okay, I'm going to take a Saturday. I'm going to do that. But that is awesome, especially, you know, a lot of people work, most people work. You get home at the end of the day, and the last thing you want to do is cook a healthy meal, and that will make you feel better if you eat healthy food. But sometimes it takes a little more time. So do it ahead of time. Use your crock pot, baby. Make 20 meals at a time. Throw it in your freezer if you have the freezer space, because that is a great idea. And again, get your kids involved. They can, you know, depending on the age, they can help you prep stuff. Or you can do it in a group as, you know, with friends or whatever you want to do. Another thing that you can do to manage your time better is don't get sucked in to the time wasters that live on the internet. And you all know what those are. It could be random websites, you're researching something. I do this all the time. And I end up on some site and I'm like, what did I just learn about? It was not what I was going for to begin with. I learned something, but another one is Twitter or any social media. They're very beneficial, clearly. I could see all of you commenting this morning, but it can be a time waster. You can spend hours on Facebook doing nothing. So if you're going to do it, maybe set a time frame or a time limit, or be really focused on what you're looking for. And one last time saver, and it might not be possible for everybody, but is either carpooling or, I didn't think of this before, but using public transportation. I'm sure people in larger cities, and like go to Chicago, you drive to the train and the train takes you into the city. You have all that time to read or accomplish something like that. So you can carpool, whether it's for your kids going to school or sports, or you to work, or wherever you go. So there are some time-saving opportunities, and I just hate it when people say, well, I don't have the time. You have the time, but you have other priorities, and that's okay. Everybody has different priorities. Hey, Amy, thank you. Everybody has different priorities. Clearly, we all have different things in our lives that are important. But don't tell me you don't have the time. Just acknowledge what it is. I don't prioritize that. I'm not working out because I don't prioritize that. And that will give you a little different spin on it. I recently started working out again because I really need to do that for health reasons and just in general. But I didn't work out for a long time. I used to, and then I didn't, because I didn't prioritize it. And is it important? Absolutely, because there are things I'm dealing with that are very beneficial when I work out. So it's just what you make your own time for. And it's never the right time to create a habit, so you just have to make that time. Never the right time to start a habit. There's always going to be a holiday or a big game day, or this, like the Super Bowl, or there's a birthday, or there's an anniversary, or there's a work potluck, or there's a Friday. We all give ourselves little rewards at different milestones, whatever those rewards might be, but there's never the right day to start a habit. So just do it today. I mean, clearly you have the time. You have the time to take 2, 3, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever you prioritize. Because you can take those, I'll mention 2 goals you could do. Goal, travel the world. You have to take an action on it. Check out flights and book one. You're prioritizing that. Here's a goal that's a little less extreme than that. But goal, lose weight. Action, begin an exercise regimen today. Walk. Just start doing it. That's it. So, in order to start goals, in order to start improving, prioritize. Prioritize your life. It is your life, the one you have, the only one you have. So don't waste it. That's about it. Appreciated all of your comments today. If you liked it, like it, or share it, or comment. And I also have these posted on YouTube, so I can have them all organized in one spot. Or you can check out, I do have a link to off of my website, which is chondrarankin.com, so you can check that out. Have some other inspirational reading and a couple of blog posts. I just posted one last night. So I will see you guys in the next video, and have an awesome day.